Hey guys, and welcome back. I know it's been a while since my last video, and I am getting back into the swing of things and starting to work on the cars in the garage. So I thought, what better way to start than to give you guys a garage update, show you some of the cars I'm working on and some of the ones that are on the chopping block. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. All right, so to start out, this is my 1981 Ferrari 308. It's actually one of the recent purchases that I have. For the most part, she is in impeccable condition, and I absolutely love the look of this car. It's so much fun, but I really haven't had a chance to really drive it or get into it. It does need an alternator belt put on, which I have the belt, and going to get started on refurbishing it back to really its glory. So this car was originally in that canary yellow, and I wish that it still was. I absolutely love the yellow on these Ferraris. I think that it really sets them off. But the previous owner decided to do some of the refurbishing and made it into this maroon, which I think looks good, but is not quite factory. I don't think that this one will ever be back to factory spec. I enjoy it too much as it is and want it to be a driver. I want to be able to get into it and not have to worry about it too much. One of the other things that I love about this car is that it is a factory gated manual. So it is a Ferrari with a gated transmission, which is kind of every boy's dream. And this is just able to check so many boxes for me. 308, lovely design. Beautiful car. This is one that is definitely staying in the collection, and I am hoping to get to do a lot more videos on it. Some of the maintenance, doing little things, making sure she's a good driver. But overall, still one of my favorites, one of the newest ones that I have, and I'm just enjoying having her in here. All right, guys, this is my Ferrari F430. It has been in my possession for over a decade now, I think. I am still in love with this car. It's everything that I wanted. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the paddle shifts on these, but I absolutely think that it makes the car. I've got the 308 if you want the gated, and then this one kind of scratches the other itch of having a paddle shift car. She drives so great. The exhaust on here sounds amazing. It's just one of those cars that visually is appealing. It sounds so great. She drives so wonderfully. Knock on wood, I've not had too many issues with this at all, other than having to replace a battery and do a few of the maintenance things. This has been an outstanding car. Now, I know everybody loves the 458s, and so do I. I had the chance before I bought this to get one, and I ended up with the F430, and I think that I still am happy with that decision. However, with prices coming down on all of these cars, 458 does sound like it would be something good to add to the collection. But overall, this car scratches all of the Ferrari driving itches. She drives so wonderfully. For the most part, no issues. You just get in it and use it. However, I'll tell you, it is a Ferrari. So there are so many times that I think about taking this out and go, if I have an issue, what do I do? So it's one of those that doesn't get driven as much as I would like, but I will tell you, it is a wonderful car, best sounding car out of the whole collection. Of course, I've got the NSX. It has been with me longer than almost any other car opposed to the Viper, but she is just so good at everything that she does. I mean, I love driving this. It's not fast. It handles great. It's Honda reliability. It's everything that you could want in a car that's flashy. And one of the best things about this is if you're not a car person, you have no idea what it is, you don't even really notice it. Every car person that sees one of these falls in love with them. There's just so much good about it. Now, this one is actually undergoing some maintenance right now. I did have to do spark plugs, new coil packs, and of course, as soon as I did that, I got another issue. So we're gonna do a refresh on her. Obviously, we'll do all the oil change. I'll do a transmission flush on it, new fuel filter, new air filter, but basically just get her back up and running and driving as good as she always has been. It's one of those that every time I come in the garage and I see it, I just fall in love with it again. She's so good at so many things. I do wish that it had a little bit more power to it, but ultimately that's what this car was for. It's a high revving, really good handling car, and I absolutely love it. I love the style of it. There are a few things that I would like to do. One of them that I did already was add the NSX R-Wing. I would like to get some bronze wheels for this. I think that that's going to make the black pop and really set the car off. Plus, I've had it for so long that it really needs a little something new just to kind of bring that out for me. But this is one that is definitely staying. I've got no dreams or hopes of getting rid of this one. It's just so good at what it does that you could daily drive this. Whereas when I get in the Ferraris, I always worry that something's going to happen. This will make it home every time. So if you're going to ask me, out of all the cars I own, what is my favorite one to drive and actually use, it's this one. Now, I don't use it or drive it as much as I would like to, and that is a shame because I absolutely love this car. The blue with the white racing stripes always reminds me of Carroll Shelby, and there is nothing about this car that is technical, which I love. There's no traction control. There's nothing about this car that really does anything well other than having a huge V10 in it. So it gets up, it goes, it drives fast, it drives hard. It reminds me most of a race car for the street. There's so much about this that is a terrible design when you think about it on paper, but then when you put it into this application, it surpasses everything. Even today, by today's standards, this car still holds up and is one of the best to drive. For the most part, this is completely stock. The only things that I've done to it, short throw shifter, HRE wheels, and a cold air intake. I just wanted to do enough that would make it my Viper. These are so good as they come that you really don't have to do anything to them, but I love this car so much and it's just enough to set it off. So in the garage, I have a ton of different cars, but this one has been in my family the longest. It actually was the very first car that my dad bought to kind of redo and get into car building. He learned very quickly that was not for him. It's a 1930 Model A that I've had since I was 3 years old. This one's just a permanent fixture in my collection. It'll never get sold no matter what. In fact, I am looking forward to 2030 when this will be 100 years old. And I just think that it's cool to have a classic piece of automotive history in the garage. It is my least favorite car to drive. That's why I've got her tucked away. It barely does the speed limit. No synchro, so you actually have to double clutch if anybody even knows what that means anymore. But it is a piece of automotive history, and I think that it is just a really cool piece. All right, so in my collection, I have two race cars that were actually raced. I have the stock car, which is a 2014 Toyota, and I loved it, but I wrecked it. So this one is one that is actually up on the chopping block. Now behind me is my 1997 IRL Indy car, which I am in love with. This is my favorite piece of racing history that I have. In 97, Jeff Ward actually won Rookie of the Year in this exact car. They even made a micro machine out of it. So it is just cool. The heritage of it's cool. So this will always stay with me. This is one that will never be sold. And hopefully in the future, we're going to do some garage renovations. I would like a more prominent spot for this. I'd like to be able to see it more. It's just one that I love. I love looking at it. Having an open wheel car just makes me happy. So this is one that is never going to leave my possession. So in the main collection, that is everything that I have. And the only car down here that is going to be up on the chopping block is the stock car. Now, I've got a few other cars that I'm going to show you and give you an idea of things that we're working on and other cars that are for sale. So let's head upstairs. So I try to keep more of the cars up here that I use daily or weekly. The Cobra R obviously isn't one that I use daily or weekly. It's not for sale, but it might be. It's one of those that I haven't exactly decided where it fits in the collection or what to do with it. I love it because I'm a boy racer and all of the cool aero that they put on it. This is one of 300 cars built, and it's just a really cool race car that was built by Ford. I will tell you, driving this reminds me of driving the Viper. I have had a ton of Mustangs, and this is the only one that I've ever been in that feels like a race car, and obviously because it was produced as one. The Cayman that I have under here is for sale. I haven't listed it or anything yet, but it is one that I am open to offers on. There is nothing wrong with her. In fact, I have made her exactly like I want her, with the Martini livery, the ducktail on the back, the double din system. It just doesn't get used enough. And then lately I've been driving this a lot because it's a 4-door and it makes sense. It's a Mercedes 300 and it does everything that you want well, but this is what I would consider a vehicle that is kind of soulless. It does it well, it does what it's supposed to do. I just have no real love for it. The last car that I have over here is the Bentley. Now, I love this Bentley, and it has done a great job of not causing Bentley issues. However, I do have one issue with it right now. And as you can tell, the trunk's open. Back here, there are 2 batteries, which is crazy to have so many batteries in a car. One of them is dead again, so there will be a new battery put in this, and then hopefully I'll get to drive it a lot more. All right, so in the shop, there's a lot that's going to be going on. I really need to get this thing revamped so I can start working back out here and working on cars. But to do that, I need to get rid of a lot of stuff, starting with my 2003 Z06, which is absolutely flawless. It is the car that you can get in at any time, drive it hard, drive it to the grocery store, do whatever you want. It is amazing. I just don't use it. So this one is going to go up for sale, which brings me to the Aston Martin above. Yes, this one is already spoken for, actually. I need to get her just up driving, make sure everything is good on it, and that one is already sold. I love the car. It gave me a lot of opportunity to make some fun videos, but it's time for that to go. Over here, I have a Porsche 911 Cabriolet. I'm not a fan of the cabriolets. I want a 911. This is not the one that I'm going to keep. It actually has a seized motor in there. So right now, I'm going to use this for a couple of videos, and then this one is up for sale to somebody that is looking for a body, looking for parts. It will be a great either donor for a project car, or it could just be torn up into parts and then it can go that way. But it won't be staying very long. It's just too much for me to work on right now. Which brings me to the 2 Celenes that I have back here. Both of these are up for sale. Both of them run, drive, everything works great. I just don't use them. I really think that one day the Celenes are going to be the new Shelbys, but I don't have the time just to let them sit here, and they need to be driven. The white one over there is one of 5 that was made in an automatic, which probably kills the price of it, but it is a limited production on that one, which makes it kind of cool. Now, the one red one behind me is the Hollywood Horsepower Edition. It's one of 22 or 24 that have the center exhaust. It's got the supercharger on it. It's basically a replica of the Too Fast, Too Furious car that goes underneath a semi-truck. I love it. I want to keep them all, but I just can't. So that one is probably going to go up for sale as well. The Humvee, you can see, has the hood up, which is never a great sign, but I did get the fix for it. My control box had a issue, a blown transistor fuse, something like that. And I've gotten it back, so I am going to replace that in it, and that stays. It is absolutely one of my favorite vehicles just to drive around in, and my daughter loves it. So it's definitely going to stay in the collection. I have the Ducati up here. I also have another Ducati upstairs, but we'll save that for the last surprise that we have. I've got the BMW 12R and the Honda CB125. Most of these could go, they could stay. I really don't care. If somebody's interested in them, those would be something that we could negotiate on. But they could go, they can stay. They don't take up a whole lot of space. The biggest thing I want to be able to do in the shop is work on cars, and I need the space to do that. So we've got to get rid of some of the cars that are just sitting around and not doing much. Now, I did mention that I have one other Ducati, and I think you're going to like how I have placed this. So let's go take a look at it. Last but not least is my $12.99 Ducati. I absolutely love this thing. It is going up for sale as well. It just has no real place, and I don't drive it as much as I would like to. It's a shame because this is like a work of art, hence why I have it in my living room. It just is so beautiful. I could use it as a pure piece of art, but it really should be driven. She's the fastest motorcycle I have ever had. I've enjoyed it so much, but it's time for her to go to a new home as well. There's a lot of cars and motorcycles that are going to be leaving, but there's a lot more coming, and that's going to be the fun part. So if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave those in the comments below, and we'll catch you next time.